If you've been following some of my other posts, you know we're talking about national boards, specifically right now component 2. So one thing that I was thinking that helped me a great deal was component 2 really focuses on differentiation. And we talk a lot about differentiation through like content and product and process and environment. Like those are the ways you can differentiate for students based upon their need. But before I ventured into component 4, I was like needed to brainstorm, and sometimes it's hard because all these things are swirling in your mind, all these directions. So let me show you a graphic organizer that really helped me. So as a candidate support provider, this is something that I created to help candidates as they're going through the national board process to brainstorm component 2. And as an ELA teacher, this helps me anyway with my current students in my classroom, just kind of think about how do I differentiate in my classroom for them. But this is specific to component 2. It is general enough that it fits all the certificate areas, but it just asks questions like what unit do you plan on using for component 2? Does it fit the criteria for the component 2 instructions? Also, what are the goals? Remember, they can't be too broad, they can't be too narrow. All these questions are in alignment with either forms or the written commentary, so it helps you to brainstorm to think about what you're writing about in your written commentary. Who is student A? Most often in the certificate areas, they're going to ask you to choose 2 students, and then in the written commentary, they ask you about their exceptional needs or their abilities, and you have to go in depth on that. So this helps you brainstorm that. Also, what are your instructional goals for this particular student? And what examples of differentiation did you provide for the student to help him or her achieve these goals? If you're struggling with differentiation, I'm going to give you a resource in a second to help you with that. And then the second part just asks you the same questions about student B. So this is a great way to just start getting ideas onto paper. And if you have questions about it, you can always comment. But let me show you a good resource for differentiation. This is an article from Reading Rockets by Carol Ann Tomlinson, who's pretty much the goddess of differentiation. But the article is entitled, What is Differentiated Instruction? But I like it because it just breaks it down in such simple terms. It's just talking about how you can differentiate, and it just names through content, process, product, or learning environment, just like I was telling you. And then it gives examples of what that might look like in a classroom. So I found this article to be like the quickest and easiest way to fully grasp differentiation and then talk about it as I started to brainstorm. So any questions, you can always comment.